Hey guys, Dead the Awesome here to give you a Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links Beginner's Guide to give you those good beginner tips and or tricks and or habits to, when you play this game to increase your experience and become a better competitive player in the competitive scene. I will say out of a lot of mobile games, this one mobile game in particular, it's very free-to-play friendly. You can earn basically what people spend money on, which is, I really don't see the point of spending a dime on this game. I will have you guys know I am free to play on both accounts. I have two accounts. I play on the computer and I'm playing on my mobile phone right now. This is my mobile version. This is the one I have the longest work with. And you can pretty much, the longer you play, at some point, you'll just have so many cards and you'll be able to build so many different kinds of decks. What have you. It's all just about playing the game. Really, the only benefit to buying, spending money on this game is just getting duplicates earlier than someone that would just grind it. Even at that point, there are also other cards that could probably counter the duplicates of ultra rares and or super rare cards. Like, just because you have an ultra rare card or super rare card doesn't mean it's not countered by specific decks or specific other cards. Like, there's one of the top tier decks, now I'd say about like tier 1 or 2 is like an alien deck, and that might only use like one ultra rare, which is optional. The rest is just rares and below. Like, you can have like one ultra and or two super rare cards, but the point is it's like a free to play deck. Sorry if I'm losing my voice there. I was kind of sick recently, and so you might hear my voice wane out. But just so you guys know, it's all about one, of it's what you have in your collection, and two, it's how you use them. It's how you build your deck, and as a player, make constructive decisions. It's all about making plays and how you build your deck around your play style and try to outplay the other opponent with your hand and what have you. And this video is going to help you improve the grinding aspect of the game. We're not going to go over how dueling works, like you start out with 5 cards. No. We're going to talk about today is just the grinding aspect. How do you what should you do as soon as you start the game? So as soon as you start the game, you're going to be given a whole bunch of gems. Now, what should you do with those gems? I highly recommend looking over all the boxes on the right side. Look at any of these boxes on the right side. Personal opinion, start from Dawn of Destiny. You can go lower, but keep in mind the lower you go on the right, the more outdated it is. The more below anyway. Like, I will say I'd probably say the outdated point would start from number 3, Valkyrie's Rage and Wondrous Sky. Those cards are pretty outdated in terms of the majority of cards. I'm not saying they're super rare. Some of the super rares in these boxes are still used, ultra rares, what have you. But for the most part, you want cards that you will actually use to start off with. But yeah, so pick anything. I'd recommend anything Dawn of Destiny upward in terms of all the boxes on the right. Don't invest on anything on the left just yet. The reason why I'm saying you should start on boxes on the right, well, we'll just click on Blades of Spirit just for an example here. All the boxes on the right here only contain 80 packs per box, and you have a much more higher probability of getting their super rares and ultra rares. I will say the probability of picking them up are far better than the probability of the left boxes. Now, the left boxes has a whole bunch of cards in them. There's a whole bunch of packs you may get from the boxes on the left. There's 200 packs. These boxes are more so long-term, though. They have really good cards, but you have to invest in them a lot to get all the good cards for the most part. So for right now, we're not looking for anything on the left. These boxes are good later game. They're not good early game. You want to start raking up some good support cards for your decks, like spells, traps, what have you, and some good monsters that could go with those traps. And for the most part, all the boxes on the right side here usually can go well with another right box. For example, the support cards from Dawn of Destiny, which gives you like Super Rush, Headlong, and some like spellcaster stuff, right? Ninjas. No, it's not ninjas. It was spell destruction. That could go with along with Servants of the King, or just any like anything. Like anything on the right side just goes with any of the other right side boxes, because that's just how the boxes are. They're very good, and you have good probabilities of drawing out their support cards, or the super rares and ultra rares, what have you. So you will be investing a lot of time in a right side box. I will just say invest enough to get 3 copies of the super and ultra rares. So pick any one box and then invest in it enough to get 3 copies of the super rares and ultra rares, and then just reset the box as soon as you have all the pieces here, like immediately, or at least all the cards that you want to build your deck around. Let's say you want to build like a Sylvan deck and you don't really care about the insect aspect or this rock monster for the super rare. Just collect the Gaiga plant, the Sylvan Coma Shroom, the support cards here. Like they're not specifically for plant, like the Dark Core and the Hatronade and or the Memory Loss, but they're support cards that could be used in future decks possibly, or just universally any deck, because Hatronade works with any deck because it returns all the supports on the field. That's good clearing for you. That's good support cards. You're really just aiming for duplicate copies. Some cards don't need more than 2. The maximum card you can ever have for a specific card is 3 in a deck. So if you had like 4 Gaiga plants, it doesn't do you any good. And for the most part, you don't need to run 3 Gaiga plants. You could run 2. Some cards don't need to run 3, but you can have the option of running 3. But yeah, just keep that in mind. Just look over all the cards in all these boxes. And then if you like the majority of them, invest in that box. What else is there? So once you have that done, you can feel free to invest in any box from there. If you want to invest in a long-term box right away, go do so. Just get yourself set up first. The right boxes have the highest probability of getting you straight up the bat. You have like all the supports you need to make a competitive deck with all the boxes on the right. They usually make good starting competitive decks if you invest in the ones on the right. Words, what else can there say? So yeah, just keep in mind, investing in boxes in terms of a long-term sense is more beneficial. It just is, because you'll have duplicates of really strong cards that you like. Be sure to look over all the contents in said box to be sure you really, really like the contents, because you're going to be stuck investing in that for a while. I just got to collect my daily rewards here. So the next thing I want to talk about, how do you get gems? So Dib, you said that you get a bunch of games, not games, gems early on. Does that mean I stopped gaining gems like at some point? No. You can get gems by leveling up your characters here. You get gems from daily logins. There's a daily login that gives you a bunch of gems. Even a campaign that's, if you log in a specific number of days, there's a goal, and each time you meet one of those goals, they'll give you a bunch of gems. And they'll have campaigns where they'll also give you gems here. I was trying to cycle through that. See the pick a gift campaign, they have these a lot, where they just give you something each day. And you see here, I got like all the gems. So they pretty much gave me, like for everyone, this is a everyone event here, they give 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. They give 600 gems, and you usually just stockpile gems until you have like 500, because the max packs you can get in terms of a setting is 10 packs. Yeah, so that's 500 gems. There's 80 cards, 80 packs in a box. You can clear all 80. That's like the maximum of pulls per gems is 10. So that's each pack is like 50 gems. So that's 500 gems. that was slow. But yeah. you get a bunch of stuff. See, this game just gives you a bunch of things. Now, what's the best way to level up? What's the fastest way? One, saving your keys. Now, the NPCs in this game drop keys where you may use to challenge the gatekeeper. Not the gatekeeper, the legendary duelists that reside in the gate. So these are pretty much characters that appear on the show, and you may get their cards occasionally if you beat them as a result of your, depending on your duel score, you'll get rewards. So that means just doing specific things like fusion summoning, you get extra points, you virtual summon. If you do some fancy stuff, you get a whole bunch of points if you meet certain requirements. The best point values are just doing an absurd amount of damage, which can be annoying. Farm decks are annoying, but you can look up a farm deck. Farm decks are available for each and every single character on websites or just videos. Go check them out. Just search it up. There's someone that's made a farm deck video for a specific character. But for me personally, I would save my keys and I would wait for a campaign that increases the XP value for winning, for the most part 1.5, which gives you 750 per victory. And it's really, really good. It's also a time you should be saving your dual orbs for. As you can see here, I have 415 dual orbs. Yeah, you save them up for the whatchamacallit, the XP time. As soon as there is an XP campaign, you use these orbs. I have so many, again, because I've played this game for such a long time. I've just have a whole bunch stockpiled through campaigns and through the ranked and through the pick a gifts. I just have a bunch of them. It's just you'll have them stocked up in time, and you use them strictly for the XP events to just get the most value out of your duels. Words. Then once you have those used up, just goes straight up, use your keys on like a low level duelist. The nice thing is, like, there's even a small chance to actually pick up the character's specific cards just by dueling on normal. I've gotten like 2 copies of Elemental Hero Neos from dueling just level 10 Jaden. And I didn't need to use a specific farming deck for it. It was just kind of like, it's luck RNG true, but it's you can still get the card without having to do anything, and you didn't have to use a whole lot of keys for it. You see, the higher the level, the more keys you have to use. I would much rather save my keys for XP than anything. I care more so about just leveling up my character, getting gems so I can invest in boxes which have better cards than the characters drop. And for the most part, I just need a specific card from from the characters if I ever need them. Like, for example, Pegasus. Pegasus has a bunch of Toon cards, and I think it's really the only way to get the majority of Toon monsters, like the Toon Mermaid, Toon Masked Sorcerer, and I guess Blue Eyes too. So those you have to bring specific farm decks to, but for the most part, I just use them for XP. That's what I kind of use them for. Again, I've been playing for a long time, so I have a whole bunch of stocked up, and I never really use my keys until an XP event comes out, really. I just save it specifically for that, because that's how you get the most value from them. Then you get to level up your character. As you level up your characters here, each character has their own level up from 1 to 45, and you get a whole bunch of gems and rewards for doing so. I will say, once you've hit 45 on all your characters, like each and every single character, I think at that point, earning just gems naturally won't be as constant. Now you just have to wait for like campaigns, or when they do events, or when they're just giving out gems, what have you. But like there's so many characters in this game. It's, realistically speaking, there's no way you'll max out every single character. Unless you spent money on the the duelist, like the vagabond, like not the vagabonds, the variants and the duelers, what have you, the things that boost your XP astronomically. But I feel like there's just so many characters. You'll have plenty of gems, and you'll be able to make so many decks. No problemo. You'll be able to do what you want to do with the array of casts before you. I have a lot of characters at 30. I highly recommend getting every single character to 30. It's just a good point because you get a lot of gems once you do hit a character to 30. Especially the last 3 levels, they give you 750. Yeah, they give you 750 gems at the last 3 levels. Pretty much, if you clear the last 3 levels of 30, they give you 750 gems. I'm not counting all the gems you get before that too. You just straight up get gems for just leveling them up. I highly recommend, again, get all the characters that you can to 30. You just get a bunch of gems, and then you can invest in your boxes that you are working towards for your decks as a player. What else is there? So save your keys, save your orbs for XP events. What's a good stopping point for staging? So if you don't know what stages are, you do quests. And the more quests you do, you'll find out that you increase not only your NPC duels that you can duel like outside, like up to a maximum of 10, I believe. At some point, you will reach 10 or 9. You'll notice that they'll get harder too. I think a lot of people prefer 59 to be the stopping point. I personally do 39 just for easy duels. All I'm looking for is just easy XP grinding, like the likeliness of just winning a duel. That's all I really care about. Though there are pros of increasing your stage. The 59, you have higher chances of seeing legendary duelists out here at level 40, so you can duel them and get an increased chance of getting their... Well, it doesn't really increase their chance, it just gives you pretty much a free duelist at 40, where you didn't have to spend any keys, and you have a chance to get some really awesome cards. I think that's basically what that entails too. But I just prefer 30 in mine. I might actually go up to 59. I might just do that. Because I watched a farm deck that was pretty, from what I hear, it's pretty consistent wins, and I could probably get the materials for said farm deck. But for right now, I kind of prefer 39. I will say, once you have everything settled, like I think you can move on to 59. I think that's doable. Next thing here. You will, at some point, get a whole bunch of tickets, gradually and through just either playing ranked duels or the... just campaigns, that they'll give you stuff. There's a notification there. But they'll give you tickets, and you can use said tickets to get cards. Use these tickets wisely. Just don't go like, oh, hey, that's a cool card, I'll add that to my collection, and then never use it. No. Especially this ticket right here. This is currently a ticket that they're giving out this entire month called the Ultra Rare Dream Ticket. This ticket gives you any one card from any of the boxes, any ultra rare ticket from any of the boxes. When you choose this card, it's vitally important, because this is a really, really cool, like, a gift. You basically get to pick something you really, really want. Be sure it's something that you are planning on using. You don't want to waste it. This is a really valuable ticket. So be sure to use it on something you will use a lot. Personal recommendations. A Treeborn Frog is amazing in tribute decks. Sphere Karibo is used about in any deck. Vitally clutch in a lot of situations. I would recommend it because the box that he comes in is the first box, and and it has the worst, like one of the worst, like, overall roster of cards. They're the oldest cards. I think there's just some of the oldest cards, like, ever, in terms of the majority of them. Not like for, like, the super rares or the ultra rares. Like, people get the box for the super and ultra rare cards, but that's really it. Like, all the rares and ultra, like, non-common cards in that box, the first box, are just garbage. They're just terrible. So So that would be a good investment for the ticket. Again, just anything that you personally want and or enjoy. I haven't really decided mine yet. And another reason is I kind of wanted to show you guys this in the video. I wanted to talk about it, so I was like, hey, I should just save the ticket to talk about it or mention it, what have you. So there you go. So yeah, let's choose that ticket wisely. Choose that card wisely. Plan on using it. That goes really with anything else too. If you want to make a specific deck, let's say you want to make a fairy deck, save your tickets for a specific situation or card that would work well for fairy decks, what have you. Totally save it for things you can't normally get. Don't waste the ticket on things you can just grind it. Like if you wanted to use a ticket to get Ojama Knight, not a good idea because you can just duel Chaz for the card, or just level up Chaz to get a copy of it. Be sure to check to see if the card's grindable before you ask for it. It's just a really good idea. What else is there to say? Choose your ticket wisely. I said that. Gems, I said. Like you can grind, you can earn gems in this game by leveling up characters. Save your orbs for the XP events. Oh, and I suppose ranked play. Let's talk about ranked play. This isn't ranked, but this is just the event here. Ranked play right up. If you do ranked and you win, like gradually get victories, you do get rewards. I'm on 79 victories. I'm only 1 victory shy to getting 50 gems here. As you duel in ranked, you get a whole bunch of rewards for dueling. That's a good time to get rewards. I think 30, if you're not too confident in your abilities, I'd say 30. Once you've invested in an 80 box, I think you could get 30 victories if you invested in a few, at least 2 copies of the super rares in an 80 box. I think you could get 30 victories depending on the box you choose. For sure, if you just want to go all the way to 100 easily, just invest in the Sylvan's box. It's a really like stupid deck. And when I say stupid, as in like it's cheap, but you will for sure easily grind out like 80 or 100 victories, get all the way up there without even trying. So if you want that, just invest in the Rampaging of the Forest. The Sylvans are really simple to use. You'll be able to pick up the pace in no time. But it's easy ones if you want easy victories for the whatchamacallit. This is a good way to do it. I do believe that's all of the information I need to give for the basics. So just a overall picture here. Save your keys and your orbs for XP events. Use them to increase the levels of specific characters you want done. Level up each and every character to 30. It's a great idea. You get so many gems out of it, and you'll be able to quickly increase your collection of cards, of which you may use to make various decks with, and see what your preferred play style is. Like the first thing right off the bat, invest in a 80 box pick, a specific 80 box, and buy it enough to get 3 copies of the super rare or ultra rares, or just like the cards you need to make the deck you want. You don't have to necessarily buy it out a whole bunch for the cards you're never going to use. As soon as you pick up the specific cards you need for that deck, then feel free to reset the box once you have all the specific super and ultra rare cards that you need. Choose your ticket wisely. I mean, the cards that you get from your tickets, choose them wisely. It's very important. Don't ever waste a ticket card, because those have very valuable rewards. Don't waste it on something you can just grind it out, or occasionally just get it from a drop once you've duel with the people at the gates. And I think that was it. I do believe that's it. If you have any more questions, please let me know in the comment section below. I'm Dib the Awesome, and I'll catch you guys later.